Hey there, welcome back to Special Educators Resource Room Podcast. This is Jennifer from Positively Learning. Today's episode is going to be very practical. It's all about a freebie called 101 Task Box Ideas. If it sounds familiar, I actually did a podcast episode way back a couple years ago. Please do not go back and listen to it because this freebie just got a major update. In fact, if you've ever downloaded it before, even 2 or 3 weeks ago, you're going to want to grab the updated copy. I will put a link in the show notes. And if you're on my email list, meaning you get an email from me every week, it's going out today, so it's already in your inbox. This freebie is all about having the right tasks ready to go. Because let's be honest, planning independent work for your students every week, it can feel like a lot. Like not just a little bit of planning, but sitting down thinking, what am I going to use? Do I already have something for this? And is this actually going to work independently? Or am I just going to be explaining it all over again? Sometimes you open your drawer, your files, and you know you have things, but nothing feels quite right. And then if you don't have anything, it feels like you're starting from scratch every single week. And not just starting from scratch, but second guessing yourself the whole time. And then what happens? You grab the task, you hope it works, you're answering questions, you're redirecting, you're repeating directions, you're restarting tasks that should have already been started. And it's not just with one student, but it's, wait, what do I do? I don't get this. Is this right? And suddenly, you're not really teaching anymore. You're just managing. I know that there have been many days where I've sat down and thought, did I even teach today? Or was I just putting out fires? That's what I'm talking about. And the reason is not lack of effort, but that you just don't have enough go-to tasks that actually hold on their own. That's why I'm so excited about this freebie, because ideas matter a lot, but not just any ideas. You need ideas that are clear, ideas that don't need re-explaining every time, ideas that students recognize, and ideas that students can actually complete independently. And here's the big difference. If a task is requiring you to explain it every time, it's not independent yet. And you've probably seen this. You had something out and within 10 seconds, you're hearing, what do I do? Where does this go? And you're right back into it, explaining, clarifying, restarting. But when the task works, it looks really different. Students will hopefully be sitting down. They might pause for a second, look at the task, and then they start. No reteaching, they just begin. That's the difference we're aiming for. And that's exactly why I made this major update to this freebie. I didn't want it to be just another list that you're going to download, scroll through, and forget about. I wanted it to be something you actually use, something where you can sit down and think, okay, I need something that will actually work today. Inside this freebie download, the ideas are organized in a way that actually matches how independence builds. So instead of random activities, you're going to see a progression. It starts with the first section, start here. These are the tasks students can usually start and finish with minimal support. So think matching, sorting, put in tasks, basic puzzles. And these are so important because if a student can't start something independently, nothing else is really going to work. And you've probably seen that too, when a student is just sitting there waiting, looking around, not because they don't want to do it, but because they don't have a way to begin. Then we move on to the next section called Build Independence. These are the tasks that add just a little more thinking. They're still structured, they're still predictable, but now we're layering in matching with meaning, simple sequencing, category sorting. And this is when we start to see something really neat happen. Students don't just start, they stay. They stay with the task longer. They're not giving up halfway through. That's when you know it's working. The last section is called More Challenge. Use this once the routine is solid. In this section, we can layer in literacy, math, multi-step tasks, and functional life skills. But here's the key. These are only going to work because the earlier pieces are in place. So if you skip ahead, there's a good chance it's going to fall apart. Not because they couldn't do those skills, but because the routine was not in place. But when you build up to it, there's a much better chance it's going to hold. So now that you've grabbed the freebie, what does it actually look like when you use it? Instead of sitting down and thinking, what are we going to do next week? You can open the list and you can think, okay, I need something simple. I need something they can start without me. I need something that's not going to fall apart in 30 seconds. And now you have options, not just one idea, options. And that's a completely different feeling because planning isn't just time consuming, it's mentally exhausting because every decision feels like, will this work? Is this right? What if this doesn't go well? But when you have something to pull from, you don't have to carry all that and you're not guessing. You're starting with something that already works. Now here's your action step. Please go to the show notes and click on the link. It's going to take you to a blog post that has all the information we talked about today and a link to download the freebie. There's over 100 ideas and they're organized into 3 sections. Start here, build independence, and more challenge. You can add this to your clipboard and start referencing the tasks you already have in your classroom and seeing which fall into which category. If you need tasks, definitely check out the Task Box Club. It's a huge library of tasks. I think we're almost to 900 and there's new tasks added every single week. It's there to save you time, but it also provides that consistency with all of the tasks working well together. That's what's going to help the independent work system routine stick. I'm so excited to hear how it works for you. Thank you for listening, and I'll catch you next time in the Special Educators Resource Room. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'm dying to ask, what'd you think? Be sure to hit the follow or subscribe buttons so that you never miss an episode. You can find the show notes and links for everything mentioned in this episode at positivelylearningblog.com. See you next week for more special education solutions.